Hello, and welcome to 10-7 Off Duty. This is your host, Clyde Russell, and with me is Andrew Straley.
Hi, I'm on my third Bang energy drink. I can see sounds.
I can hear color!
Yeah.
Green sounds like bananas. What?
Somebody's lost his marbles.
Remember the old movie Hook?
I love that.
He lost his marbles. Here his marbles. Wow, he really did lose them. There's a bag of fucking marbles.
Lost. What'd you lose? I've lost my marbles. Such a good movie. I love that movie.
And Wendy was Professor McGonagall.
What?
Wendy was Professor McGonagall.
On what?
Hook. I'm almost positive the woman that played Wendy as an old lady played Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter series.
Oh, I didn't know who the fuck you were talking about, Professor who's a what. So
McGonagall.
I was fucking confused.
McGonagall, you respect it.
Just because I can see sounds doesn't mean I know what the fuck you're talking about.
She turns into a cat.
Oh. I don't think it's the same person. I will say that I do know... who was the lady that played in 101 Dalmatians? Yeah.
Which woman?
Yeah, the live action 101 Dalmatians.
I know, Cruella de Vil?
Yeah, who played Cruella? Do you know who was that?
Oh, God. I know who it is. I can see her face. And I know the name. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it right now.
Anyway, you know in Hook, the dude that gets put in the boo box with the scorpions and shit? Remember that part?
Yes.
That was her. For some reason, she took a role where nobody knew it was her.
Yeah,
and
why
she
not?
was only on there for like 10 seconds.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, I guess.
It's kind of funny.
So, how's your week been?
Eventful.
Really? Why?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not going to sound like much to anybody else, but I found my favorite album in my car.
Okay. What is it?
1X by 3 Days Grace.
That's a decent album. People hate on 3 Days Grace.
Well, yeah, I get that a lot.
But
3 Days Grace is not the same anymore after Adam Kanye left, so I really don't listen to any of their new stuff.
Okay.
But, I mean, he left forever ago. I think he left in, like, 2012 or something like that. He left the band in, like, 2012, but still.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing is, they get, like, I don't know why people hate on him. Like, I get why people hate on Creed. Creed kind of sucks. But, you know, every once in a while I'll be, like, scrolling through my music library and I'll find 3 Days Grace on my Google Play or whatever, and I'll just randomly start playing one. I'm like, I forgot I like these guys. It's one of those bands that's forgettable until you listen to them again.
Okay, you know, this is my favorite band you're talking about right now.
Okay.
But no,
I ain't hating, I'm just saying.
I get that a lot from people. They're like, oh, you mean 3 Days Bass? And?
Fuck
off. So you can actually hear their bass player. Cool.
And their guitarist is actually pretty fucking good, though.
Yeah. A matter of fact, I want to say the new lead singer is the guitarist's little brother.
Really?
Yeah, he was also a member of another band. I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, I can't remember what it was called. It was really, really popular amongst kids that I knew when I was in high school. But
you guys are whippersnappers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. What do you want to talk about?
Better than the music they have nowadays, that's for damn sure.
Not all of it.
What?
As I Lay Dying is back.
Oh, back. Back.
Okay, so out of the ones that continue. New. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Post Malone, motherfucker?
Honestly, I know like 3 of his songs, and only one of them I like.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not saying he's
I was just trying to make a point, okay?
I'm not saying he's not a good artist. Because I have heard stuff by him that's actually like, okay, that's pretty good. And I've heard that he's trying to get his hands into everything, which I think is cool because there are way too many artists nowadays that stick to that one genre they're known for and they don't go anywhere else. But I mean, this guy raps. He tries to do. He actually tries to sing.
Right.
He's been doing a lot of acoustic stuff. I've seen. Like he's actually doing collaborations with artists from different genres altogether. I'm like, that's actually really cool. That's what art's supposed to be.
And actually, have you ever seen any of the interviews that he's done? Like,
yeah, he seems like a really mellow dude, like laid back, like he hasn't forgotten where he came from.
And the I think the best interview was the one he did on Hot Ones, the one where they eat hot wings and
I like those. Yeah.
You know who was on it this season? Who was really fucking good? Gordon Ramsay.
I haven't seen that one.
You need to watch it.
Oh yeah, I love Gordon Ramsay.
John, if you're listening, you need to watch that one. Yeah, I haven't done much this week. Been pretty boring. It's been nice outside, so
yeah, it's like
I've been doing outside things.
I haven't really done anything, but I've spent a lot of time outside.
Yeah. Well, fucking Illinois weather's so goddamn weird because it's like 70 one day, then 50 the next day, then 70 again, and then now it's fucking raining and cold, so
yeah.
I hate this weather.
Oh, hey, actually, I do have some pretty good news. I don't know if the people on here had anything to do with it, but if you did, thank you very much. Remember that band that I kind of gave a shout out to a while back?
Yeah.
My folks?
Yeah.
One of my folks was in it? Yeah. They got a call last week or the week before saying that for that radio station, they're the number 3 most listened to band in that area.
Really? What area?
It's in Australia.
What?
Yeah.
Fucking seriously?
I'm dead serious.
If anybody is listening from Australia, thank you, I guess. And good job.
Yeah.
And keep
from
listening.
From Ashes Reborn. It's I want to say Left in Awe was the one that was.
Well, that's pretty fucking cool, I guess.
Yeah, they ended up getting a call and they were telling me like, hey, we just want to let you know you're in our top 10. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, you're ranked number 3. And they're like, no shit. So they got on the website for that radio station. They looked it up and they have their top 10 listing, and right there, number 3 from Ashes Reborn.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh. Well,
and they literally,
cool.
dude, they've only been playing together, if I want to say, like a year and a half now.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I think this May is only gonna be like their second show.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm pretty sure I have a heart murmur now.
I told you.
It was only 3, okay? Maybe that was too many.
I've had 3 bangs today, and now I can see my heart palpitations.
Who needs an EKG whenever you can see it? Yeah.
For all those Naruto fans out there, he's got what you call a Byakugan.
If they're... No.
Hey, you don't
know. Anime fucker.
Hey, you don't know what they're interested in. If they're allowed to be interested in video games, they're allowed to be interested in Naruto.
Alright, fine. I just never got into anime. Like, whenever you and Chan were talking about anime, it was like, I don't know what this is. Stop.
Dude, honestly, I don't know what it is, man. It's just, anime is an acquired taste. Don't let anyone ever tell you that, oh, anime is the greatest thing of all time, because it's an acquired taste. There's some that I've watched I just cannot fucking stand, and I won't watch them again.
Huh.
Yeah, and I like most anime, but there are just some out there. I'm like, no, it's too out there. It's too all over the place. It's not good. And those tend to be some of the more popular anime. I swear to God. They're like, they're awesome. I'm like, they've got like a 3-episode storyline spread across 12 fucking episodes, and 6 of those episodes are filler. That's not a good story.
Right. Yeah, I just can't get it. Do you fuck around with Rick and Morty? I think I've asked you this before. I
honestly don't, because... Okay, I'm not a religious fan. I've watched a couple episodes here and there.
I was going to say, Rick and Morty has nothing to do with religion, my dude.
No. I don't watch it religiously. I think I've seen like 3 or 4 episodes maybe. I don't watch as much as other people. The episodes I have seen, I think they're pretty funny. It's on my list of shit to watch. I'm not even gonna lie, it is.
Do it. It's worth it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'm honestly just kind of thinking of waiting till what is it, season 4 they're talking about releasing now.
Hopefully, yeah. It's been like a year since we've
Well, I've heard that it's been coming out a lot lately where they're actually even the creators are trying to like get something going. They're like, okay, or they're trying to push it through or something like that. Now, I don't know how accurate that is, but if they do it to season 4 and then that's all they'll do, I'll probably just binge watch all 4 seasons when I get my hands on it.
I think they're actually, like, supposedly they were working on writing 2 seasons worth of stuff.
Okay.
So, I don't know. But, I mean, it's weird because I like the show, but I feel like people kind of latch on to the wrong parts.
What do you mean? Because once again, I've seen like 4 episodes. So.
The last episode was the whole Szechuan sauce thing. That they started the Szechuan sauce thing, and so that's what brought about McDonald's bringing back that sauce for a short, one day or whatever the fuck it was.
Okay.
And then
you know what the most retainable thing I've picked up from it?
What was that?
I'm Pickle Rick.
That's exactly the one that I was going to say. They latched onto the wrong part. They were like, "Oh, it's funny because he turned himself into a pickle." Oh, Pickle Rick. No, actually, that entire episode was about how therapy is a very good thing to do.
Yeah, all I remember from that episode, because I think I saw like 5 minutes of it, was him turning himself into a pickle. And that's it. So I thought that was hilarious.
The reason he turned himself into a pickle was so he didn't have to go to therapy with the rest of his family, but then he ended up going to it as a pickle.
I watched 5 minutes of it.
You need to watch the episode. I'm just saying. That people latch onto the wrong shit on that, because it's really a...
Okay, granted, who is that show aimed at?
I think it's more aimed at adults than it is children.
I think it's aimed at stoners.
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
Come on.
Not as much as, what was that? Adventure Time. That Adventure Time was definitely aimed at stoners.
That Adventure Time was aimed at children. That was a child show, you know that, right?
And stoners. I mean, that whole realm of shit.
I don't like Adventure Time.
I don't either. John was a huge fan of it.
Here's the thing. Adventure Time, Flapjack, Chowder, SpongeBob, can't stand any of them.
I don't know what Flapjack or Chowder was.
There are other shows that kind of like predated Adventure Time.
Okay.
They were on Cartoon Network too.
It
was kind of like after Codename Kids Next Door.
Okay.
Before Adventure Time.
Well, okay. I never got into Adventure Time. John was like super duper into Adventure Time, and I don't know why.
There is one that I've thought about watching. It is a kid's show, but I've actually thought about watching it. And it, Gravity Falls.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a show on Disney Channel. It's kind of a kid show. I want to say it's aimed at like 12, 13-year-olds.
Tweens.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm a fan of animation, and if I can sit through a couple of episodes and not hate it, chances are I'll watch the entire series just to see if it gets any better or any worse. And if it gets worse, I'm not going to fucking watch it.
Right.
If it gets better, I'll finish the whole series. And then I'll make a decision on if I like it or not there. If I like it from like the first episode, then as long as it doesn't get any worse, cool, I'll watch it.
Right.
But Gravity Falls. Not really sure what the status of that show is. I want to say
I've never heard of it.
So. I want to say it's about 2 kids that end up going and spending the summer with like a grandpa or an uncle or something like that. They go on all these like wacky, like kind of dark adventures. Like they find all these like supernatural creatures.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. And I'm like, I might watch that.
Fuck it. Bring back Courage the Cowardly Dog. Just saying.
I've never watched the whole series.
You bastard.
Eh.
It was so good.
I think I've watched like 3 episodes of Hey Arnold.
I never got into Hey Arnold, but
dude, amongst some of the people I hang out with, dude, that is like a cardinal sin to admit that. Like,
seriously? Good God.
Well, you gotta figure, man. Hey Arnold came out right at the same timeline as the kids I grew up with.
They're okay, yeah, okay.
So I mean, it was like everybody watched it, and I just didn't.
Yeah, I never got into it. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Doug. And Doug, going back now, Doug was a shitty show.
Honestly, I try to explain that to someone. I'm like, okay, all these shows that we talk about how they were the shit, were they really any good, or was it the nostalgia value?
Right.
Because could you go back and watch them as an adult and still enjoy them? There are very few shows I can go back as an adult and enjoy them. To be honest, the original Pokemon series,
Yeah.
absolute horrible.
Really?
As an adult, if you take away the nostalgia feel to it, and just watch it as the show itself, and don't think about the card game or the video games you played as a kid. Just watch the show for the show's value alone.
Right.
Horribly made.
It has that whole
Horribly.
like, weird, like, honestly, they lived in a one-room house with one bed. Ash and his mom. So it has a weird thing going on there, too.
Mr. Mime was there.
Yeah, okay. That doesn't make it any better. I'm just saying. That adds an extra little
Professor
creep
Oak
factor.
was banging Miss Ketchum. I don't give a damn what anybody says. He was getting balls deep, dude. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Oh, my God. We got to get out of this fucking hole, dude. I'm just saying. We talk about cartoons way too much. I like cartoons, but...
All right, one more.
Okay.
Would you like to see this cartoon come back? As long as they don't like fucking do shit up like they have every other cartoon. It seems like.
I love that. Okay.
Gargoyles.
Honestly, I remember watching it. I don't remember much of it. So I
You son of a bitch.
cannot give you an informed opinion. Okay, we'll find them. How about Biker Mice from Mars then, if you want to go on that route?
Yeah, dude, you're a lot older than me.
I know, right?
No, Earthworm Jim.
Yeah. The video game sucked, though. I mean...
Show was funny.
Well, so was The Tick, but... And I think they should bring that one back.
Again?
The animated version.
Okay.
Not the live-action version.
Okay, because I was saying they've had 2 different adaptations of the live action and it was not very good.
No.
Well, I don't know about the second one. I know the first one I actually own on DVD, and I think it's hilarious. But even as an adult, I'm like, this was not well made at all.
Right, yeah.
But mostly the reason I own it is because it's fucking Patrick Warburton.
Okay, but even better than that was The Tick, the video game, The Tick, was actually fucking pretty good.
Okay.
In like an arcade style game.
Okay, well, side scroll?
Yeah, side scroll. So, I mean, it was a decent video game.
Okay.
I think I even still have it. God, I'm old. Fuck. I've still got my Super NES hooked up to my big screen TV, so.
I actually found not a Super NES, an NES
Okay.
game. You know what the console was?
What?
It's the DeLorean.
What?
Evidently, they made a limited time creation of a Back to the Future
NES?
NES. And the DeLorean itself was the console. Like, you could just pop open the hood or something like that. Just plug it right in.
This.
Dude, I saw it and I was like, I wish I could get my hands on like a used version of this. Because I guarantee I could resell it to somebody. Because that's the one thing about our area. If there's nothing else, there are a lot of gamers in our area.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's
a lot
the fucking
of gamers,
Midwest. There's nothing else to do.
And a lot of game collectors. Like, I know guys that collect video games that don't even touch those systems.
Right.
Yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, I just own the system. I'm like, why?
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and give one little unpopular opinion. The SNES was the last good Nintendo system up until probably the Switch. GameCube
Really?
sucked.
Well, I think
I hated the GameCube.
I think it was what they released on the GameCube. They didn't have any memorable games.
Right. Metroid was the best game they ever put on.
I mean, they had Smash Brothers. Like, different versions of Smash Bros.
Right.
But if that's literally their bottom line to the only good games they had on that system, then that's a problem.
Because I even had, like, fucking, what was it, Need for Speed on GameCube? The graphics blew. Like, I don't know. Metroid was probably the only game that I owned that I actually liked on the GameCube.
Oh, here's something for you that a lot of gamers don't even realize. A lot of people automatically compare the old Sega Genesis
Right.
to the Nintendo 64.
Really?
That's what they automatically think, that those two were designed to compete with each other. That's not how it was. Sega Genesis released the Genesis to compete with the SNES.
Yeah.
Not the 64.
And I liked.
And the 64 came out like a couple of years after.
Right.
And so they're like, oh, well, that's what the competition was. No, it wasn't. And if you think about it, you got Nintendo Entertainment, the NES. Thank you. The NES, the SNES. Then compete with the SNES, they came out with the Genesis.
Right.
The Genesis wins.
Genesis was awesome.
And then they came out with the Nintendo 64, which cool. That was obviously the better format compared to the Genesis.
And little known fact, you know how you get a SNES to work on a newer TV?
Nope.
You use the cable from the N64.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because it has the RCA style hookup, and it plugs right into the SNES.
Finish what I'm going to say, and then I'm going to tell you what I used to have to do with an old PS2.
Okay.
The SNES was competing with the Genesis. Well, then the 64 came out. It was not designed to compete with the Genesis. It wasn't. Then the Genesis created Dreamcast.
The Dreamcast was not a good system. I'm sorry.
It wasn't, but if you think about it, they created something that we still use to this day.
The CD version? Yeah.
Discs. Mm-hmm. The Dreamcast was the first system to ever use discs.
Yeah, but if you go on that theory, Genesis, then Betamax was the reason why we have VCRs.
It could be.
Yeah, anyway.
But no, the Genesis, you could actually hook something up to it. This little like detachable motherboard, I guess you could say, hard drive, and then upload your shit onto the computer to actually compete online. So if you
on
think
the Dreamcast?
No, the Genesis.
What?
Yeah, there was something you could buy. It was like an external hard drive.
As a computer nerd, this is blowing my mind.
Yeah, you could hook it up to the Genesis, record all of your data from whatever game you played on it, and then upload it onto SegaGenesis.com, and it would pretty much tally who the best in the world that was actually hooking it up.
What fucking year was that? Like 95?
Before that.
93?
Something like that.
Jesus fucking Christ. That's
dial-up,
man. So, that would have taken a year. I know how long it took me to look up porn in that era.
Well, you gotta figure, man. I mean, yeah, it was before its time, but you could also kind of attribute online gaming to the Genesis then.
Yeah.
That's where the idea came from.
That's the sad thing. Sega doesn't have anything anymore.
No, they completely shut down after the Dreamcast.
That's sad. I mean,
it's okay.
I would almost give my left nut for another Sega system.
Nintendo and PlayStation, or no, Nintendo and Sony had a contract to create a game system together.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Nintendo's PlayStation. Nintendo did something that Sony didn't like, so they backed out.
None of you can see this, but I have the worst expression on my face right now.
So Sony backed out and created the PS1.
No shit.
Yeah. I'm not much of a gamer, but I do like history.
Technically, they created the PlayStation. The PS1 came out after PlayStation. Because the PS1 was a smaller version of...
Fair enough. I was trying to differentiate without trying to confuse anybody. Because Nintendo...
Honestly, at this point, I am so fucking caffeinated right now that I don't know if anybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
If you think about what I said, was Nintendo and Sony had a contract to create the Nintendo PlayStation. It was two separate words.
Right, exactly.
And Sony backed out of the contract because Nintendo wanted to do something that they didn't like, or somehow the contract got
I get it. I totally get it.
That's when they created PlayStation. They just combined it to make one word.
Right.
But anyways, what I was going to say with PS2, remember old box fans? How you could pull the cord that you'd plug into the wall out of the back of the fan?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, there's this little piece of plastic on it. If you file it down into a V, it's the exact same cord you can use to plug into the back of your PS2 to hook up to your wall. Because I had to do it every single time I bought a used PS2. That cord would not be
really
with it every fucking time.
That fucking rocks. I mean,
yeah.
But where do those cords go? Because I cannot fucking tell you how many times I have went to, like, either a resale shop or, like, garage sales. They don't have the game system, but there's a box full of fucking cords for God knows what.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's what happens is kids stop playing their PS2 because Xbox came out.
Right.
So they're playing the latest system. They're playing the Xbox. Or Xbox 360, whatever was released to compete with PS2.
Right.
I kind of don't give a shit about systems after the 90s because I thought a lot of the shit from the 90s was really cool. But so they probably stopped playing with them. Somehow over time, everything got separated. That's why whenever somebody sells their old PS2, or at least when they were when I was a teenager,
yeah,
you never got the memory card with it.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah.
Yeah, you only got one controller.
Right.
Or if you got both controllers, one of them was a different color.
Yeah.
There's always something where something had to get replaced or something got lost or something. And
what do you have now? You have PS3?
I have a PS3.
Okay.
Which I rarely use. There's so much dust on that fucking thing, it's not even funny. I think the last time I actually played a video game was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, you were talking about you were just started or just played through Red Dead.
That was a while ago.
Was it?
It was probably when I first started this podcast with you, man.
Yeah.
That was about the last time I played Red Dead. Yeah, and Red Dead's been out since like 2008.
Right,
so.
yeah. That is an old game at this point.
Want to know a secret?
Yeah.
I'm still not done with it. I know what happens.
Oh, the joy of fatherhood, eh?
I know what happens. I know old boy ain't gonna make it.
I think everybody knows this. I am PC Master Race to the core. Because I saved money to get the PlayStation. The original PlayStation.
Okay.
The big box one, right?
Yeah. I actually own one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And I played the fuck out of that. And then I bought a computer and realized that, or built my first computer. And then I realized that the graphics on game systems is not that good.
Well, they're starting to get up there, man.
Okay, but here's my argument. All right?
Okay.
My argument is...
Granted, this is not much of an argument because I'm not a gamer. So,
okay. Well,
so you're mostly just teaching me shit. Like
anybody else out there that is a gamer, here's my argument to why the PC is the master race. Because every, maybe 3-4 years they come out with a new game system and the graphics get better.
It's a while to get from PS2 to PS3, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah, well, okay.
Now,
I mean, I'm going from like Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PS4, PSVR, right? It takes a while to get through, and every time they come out with a new one, the graphics get better. I have 2 bolts, and I can take out my graphics card, put a brand fucking new one in, and play whatever the fuck I want on the highest graphics.
Fair.
I feel like if you're going to spend $600 on a Xbox One or whatever the fuck, or $300 now that they're on sale because they're probably coming out with a new one in, a year or two, you could spend that money on everything you need for a computer, and the next time you need a graphics card or a graphics upgrade, just get a new fucking graphics card. It's not that hard. And you can get a VR system for your computer.
Well, I was also going to say, for anyone that says something about they don't like playing keyboard games, you can buy controllers that are designed by either
exactly
PlayStation or the Xbox controllers.
Yes.
And use them on your computer.
You are 100% correct.
I used to my cousin.
You don't even have to do that. If you're an Xbox player or you like the Xbox controller, you can get a Xbox.
Because Xbox is created by Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
It has a USB dongle that you plug into your computer, and you have the Xbox controller. You don't even have to get like a knockoff.
I'm sorry. What is it called?
Dongle.
That's the actual
that is
name
the word.
for it.
The little guy that you plug in, like for Bluetooth or whatever, it's called a dongle.
Oh, that's not good.
Actually, the iLock thing that I use for my editing software, that's a dongle. Anything that plugs into a USB port.
Is your cat dead?
Maybe.
The way he's sleeping right now, he looks dead.
No, he moved. He's fine.
I've never seen a cat lay on their own leg like that.
Well, he's more like a dog than a cat.
I've never seen any animal.
He was raised by the dog. Yeah, so dongle. There you go. Word of the day. The more you know. Do-do-do-do.
We need to go to a different subject. We've been rattling on about anime and video games for a minute now.
I'm going to go even a little bit harder nerdcore on you. All right?
Okay, go for it.
So, I have... Most of my games are on Steam. Do you know what Steam is?
Yes. Okay. My Norse buddy, huge gamer, and loves Steam. By the way, let me know what kind of games you play, because if there's any of the same, you guys might be able to play online against each other.
I have a couple hundred, so it's...
Well, he has a couple of games he likes playing and no one to play with because he doesn't know any PC gamers.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There's one that he likes. It's a pirate game?
No, not me. Sorry.
No, I was just saying there's one that he likes. It's a pirate game. It's actually kind of funny because if in this game, I don't know what it's called. And it's really popular now, evidently. So somebody out there is probably going to be like, oh, yeah, I know what it's called. But if you know, comment and let me know.
And I'm even going to put this out here, too. Y'all know the email, 107offduty@gmail.com. Or the Facebook and Twitter, 10-7offduty. Look it up. And if you message us or message me on there, I will give you my Steam username so you can play games with me.
Me too.
You don't have one, do you?
I'm just trying to help. But no,
hey,
the game is actually kind of funny because you can, if somebody's running around on your team acting like a douchebag, you can actually lock him in the brigand or whatever you call it, the cage at the bottom of the boat, and somebody got locked in there during one of his games.
Yeah,
and all you hear him yelling, just yelling because they're fighting another ship.
Okay.
And you just hear him yelling over and over again about something, and then he just goes quiet. And the next thing you know, he respawns on deck, and he's like, "You sons of bitches, you've got me down there, we're sinking, I just drowned."
Steam actually has their own console. But it's not a console.
I know what you're talking about.
It's called Steam Link.
Yeah, because it's a black box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of sleek and kind of like alien looking.
Yeah.
Rad. I've actually seen it. They're fucking expensive from what I heard.
Fuck no, it's only like $100.
Never mind.
$99, you get the Steam Link and a controller, and it hooks up to your TV, so that way if you don't want to sit and, play computer games, you hook it up to your computer and it streams your entire library to your computer or to your TV.
That's pretty damn cool.
I want one real fucking bad. Plus, they have a VR system for it, so you can get VR Steam games.
That's pretty cool. Honestly, some of those like really in depth like VR games are coming out with now, like the military games, the SWAT games, whatever you call, where you actually have to like do the hand motions to activate things.
Right.
Like you actually have to like move your what do they call them? Nunchucks?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the way of cocking a gun, to actually cock your gun.
Yeah, and most of them, to reload, you have to do the same thing.
Exactly. Like, if I could get my hands on a system and something like that, then I'd probably play more video games, because that seems like it'd be pretty cool and pretty fun.
Listen to this. They have a Doom VR game.
See, I was never huge into Doom.
Oh my god. My buddy...
My introduction to Doom was Doom 64.
Fair enough.
And so it wasn't... Now, granted, a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's the best one. Yeah, it might be the best one, but if that's your introduction to any kind of shooting game... See, I'm not a shooter. I'm not. Like, if it's in real life, then yeah. Awesome.
You don't like FPS? First-person shooters?
No, I hate them.
What the fuck, dude?
I hate them. Because there's nothing real about them.
That's the point.
Well, maybe you're right. Okay, you're right to a point. What I don't like are talking or hearing the guys playing. Because one, I've already got bad depth perception.
Okay.
And so when you put me in front of a screen where there's no fucking depth perception in that game, I don't give a shit what anybody says. There's not. It's a flat screen. There's no depth perception. But
okay, now hold on. I just told you about graphics cards. Depends on what graphics card you have.
I'm talking about in games in general.
Okay.
Because I'm just not very good at games. No, I like games like Rainbow Six. Las Vegas.
Clyde only has one eye, so if you guys...
I only have one good eye,
okay.
thank you.
All right, fine.
My left eye is shot. I'm glad I'm right eye dominant. But no, when you compare it to shooting in real life,
yeah.
When you compare it to training in real life, when you compare it to paintballing or airsoft or anything like that,
totally, yeah.
It's not the same, and I just don't like it.
No, it's not the same. You
and
know why?
I just don't like them.
Because if you go out in public and start shooting people, or you get in trouble.
I get that. But my biggest issue is hearing these guys online and knowing that 95% of them have never touched a real gun in life.
Okay, 95% yes. But have you ever seen? There was a YouTube channel. A few years ago, and I think it was when Black Ops came out or whatever the fuck it was. These guys that were military guys came in and like made their own platoon and wiped everybody out.
I heard about that. I think it was on YouTube. Like, I don't think it was actually one of them, but somebody was just like following their team around, recording their gameplay.
Yeah,
I've heard about that, and I actually watched a little bit of it. It was actually pretty cool.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Because one of the things that I don't like about those videos, especially the new ones, people bitched forever that how unrealistic some of those guns were. And that was one of my complaints too.
Right.
And then they go ahead and make them more realistic. Like 10 to 20 feet away, a shotgun blast is not going to be a one-hit kill.
No.
And
unless it's a slug.
And they were bitching about that. They're like, oh, well, I've never played a game where a shotgun isn't a one-hit kill. I'm like, it's because in real life, you're not going to hit somebody from fucking 40 yards with a shotgun.
Unless it's a slug.
Yeah, but it's not. It's scatter blast. I mean,
right,
it's scatter shot on there, man.
I understand, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like, you can't get mad that it's not realistic. When they make it realistic, you call it broken. No, they're making it more realistic.
Yeah, they that's the games I like, are the ones that they try to make it realistic.
Yes.
Now, and this is what I was going to say, is a buddy of mine has PSVR, so the virtual reality PS4, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And he let me
like 4.5 or whatever, because I think 5 is going to come standard. I heard a rumor that PS5 is going to come standard with VR in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he let me play a little bit of Doom on it. Oh my god. If you want to get freaked the fuck out, play Doom VR. I'm just saying. But have you ever fucked around with VR stuff at all?
I think the last time I did was a couple of years back when it first started coming out. And my little nephew like showed me like the roller coaster thing on his fucking phone.
Oh, okay. No. You need to try it now because I've got the little Samsung VR thing that you put your phone in. You know, same thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But they're bringing out horror movie trailers in VR now. The It trailer, when It came out, like what, last year, the year before, whatever the fuck it was. Holy shit! That was, I mean, granted, it was like 1 a.m. and I was a little tipsy, but it freaked me the fuck out just a little bit.
Yeah, and
Annabelle. The Annabelle trailer came out in VR. That'll make you pee just a little bit. I'm just saying.
But one of the reasons that I actually do enjoy the Rainbow Six games is, I'm not trying to sound like an elitist, but in my opinion, they're just better. Because you could be playing against the game, against the computer.
Okay.
And in Siege, let's say it's like, okay, you need to infiltrate this building. Okay. Well, you rappel down from the roof and go through the attic. You get into the attic and you happen to like knock a box over. The computer senses that there was noise in the attic and kills your hostage.
Really?
You automatically lost because you knocked something over.
Uh-huh.
So, that's pretty cool. I'm sorry.
Okay. Cool, yes, as long as it's done correctly, I think.
Well, no, that's I've played it.
Noise.
Well, I played it a little because you got to figure. Let's say you're in a real hostage situation.
Okay.
And your commanding officer says, "Hey, rappel down from the roof into the attic, which that would not be a good situation.
Tactically?
No, it wouldn't. But let's say that's the only option you had.
Right.
Okay. Well, you do it, and you accidentally get in there and you knock the box over. Well, the guy with your hostage is automatically going to be like, okay, well, they're already inside, fuck it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, what really would happen. And so, that's...
I can honestly say I have never liked any of the Rainbow games.
Really?
Just saying. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just not my thing. Any of you people out there on Steam, there is one game that I play the fuck out of, and I love it to death, and it is one of the most entertaining games I think I've ever played. It's called Killing Floor 2. I have both Killing Floor 1 and Killing Floor 2, but Killing Floor 2 is awesome. It's a wave-based zombie game.
Okay.
With different types of zombies.
Okay.
Like, there are some that are just regular, slow-moving zombies. There are some that are, like, super quick. There are some that are invisible until... It's not really like a zombie. It's more like a...
Ghosts and Ghoulies?
No, like experimental outbreak. If that makes any sense.
Weird.
Yeah. But basically...
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
What if you're working on an invisibility serum?
Yeah.
And turn them into zombies?
Yeah.
That'd be fucking horrible.
Right. And then they've got bloats and stuff there, too, that, like, puke acid on you and all that shit. But,
one of my favorite jokes is if there's ever a real zombie outbreak, we need to guard the Jamaicans?
Why? Because they'll make an atomic bomb?
No. It was somebody. It was some country. Like, we need to make sure they never get bitten because they're producing people like Usain Bolt. We don't stand a chance.
Okay, all right, true. But yeah, and they have the same. You don't start yet. Like, you can't choose multiple guns at the beginning. You're just given a standard gun for what your perk level is, and then you earn money for them. Like, every zombie you kill, you earn money, and then at the end of the wave, you have to go to the shop and buy what you would use for the next round. But if you have too much stuff, then you're too heavy and you can't run.
See, that kind of sounds like an old RPG, which would be pretty cool, because in old RPGs, like even ones you play on tabletop,
right?
Anything like that. Let's say you're a rogue, and you know that whatever liege lord you're going on this mission for in the storyline you're playing, for every goblin ear you cut off to prove you killed a goblin, they'll give you 2 gold coins. Well,
okay.
And that kind of makes sense, because like after a while, if you have too many goblin ears, they're gonna weigh you down.
Right.
Or if you take too much loot, it's gonna weigh you down. You can't run. Like your speed and your strength start taking a toll because you have too much weight on you.
Okay.
So that's actually pretty cool. I would like that, because I'm into those kind of games.
I will say this too. I love the Fallout games, like
Never played them.
the first-person shooter Fallout games. But my problem is like I'm not good at doing them the way they're supposed to be done. Like,
this mission requires stealth.
Pretty much. Like,
spray and pray, motherfucker.
since I don't play it right, because like I like to go exploring because they have like enormous worlds, but like I don't do what I'm supposed to do to get the perks to like level up and shit. So I just play in God mode, so that way I can have whatever shit I want on me at whatever time.
There's actually 2 games I would actually like to play because of the size of the maps.
Really?
I heard that the Fable games have really big maps.
Okay.
And it's also an RPG and the kind of stuff I like.
Right.
But I know for a fact that Skyrim,
yeah.
Yeah, because isn't it like it keeps generating?
Yeah, like Morrowind.
It doesn't
Elder Scrolls, all that shit.
I'll say it doesn't
Fucking
have...
John is a Morrowind, like, Elder Scrolls. That was his fucking jam.
Well, I mean, it's pretty cool the way they designed it. I mean, like, if the map never stops generating and it's in real time, so let's say your character are on a 3-minute mile.
Right.
Well, in 3 minutes, you only went a mile.
Right.
And your next mission is 20 miles away. It's going to take some time, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. But then I've never played that game, so I'm just saying okay, you're
You
more
seem
into
like the kind of guy that would get bored.
Yeah, totally.
Something like that.
Which is exactly why I play Fallout in God mode. So I can
I will
do
say
whatever the
that
fuck I
even
feel.
though I don't like shooter games,
Yeah.
whenever I'm playing those RPGs and stuff, I'm usually an archer. I prefer projectile weapons over melee.
Well, yeah. I mean...
And I'm usually an archer, and in those games, for any gamers out there that usually play team games, there are 3 different kinds of players. The ones that are running headlong in, that's your vanguard. Your mid-guard is the guys that just kind of stay back and they're helping the guy that's just running around like a fucking shithead.
Yeah.
And then there's rear guard, which is, in shooter games, is typically a sniper.
Right, yeah.
Well, in RPG games that's not shooting, like the Fable games and the Diablo games and all them, that's usually your archer. They're the ones that are standing in the back and picking people off. If you try to put him in the vanguard, he might have speed on him, but he does not have high defense. I know. Like, there have been a couple times where I've been forced to go up to the front line. I'm just like, get him healed as fast as fucking possible.
I would like to make just a general statement here. When Clyde got here today, he said he's going to be talking a lot because this is the first adult conversation he's had in 3 days.
Yes.
This is the least adult conversation we've had.
Do you think I could have this conversation with a 2-year-old?
I mean...
Do you?
Okay.
It would resort back to Blaze and the Monster Machines, Paw Patrol, and Elmo. Not happening.
Okay, this is the least mature conversation we could have had.
I'll take immature over baby talk.
Alright, fuck. We gotta get out of this hole. I don't even know how we dug ourselves into this bitch.
I don't know. We started out with me telling you about an album. Oh, hey, here's how we can get out of it.
Bang energy drink, guys. If you have trouble focusing to begin with, don't do 3.
Here's something. Hey guys, I actually just started a new Facebook page. It's called Adventures in Dadland. If you want to check it out, go for it. It's basically just me just going on little mini adventures every day with my son.
Yeah.
That's just it. Like yesterday, I gave him a little temporary tattoo, and he friggin' loved it. So, there you go.
He's gonna be just like Daddy.
Oh, man, dude. He loves ink as much as I do, man. I love tattoos, and every time he sees the quarter tattoo machines, he's like, I get a tattoo? I'm like, have you been a good boy? He's like, I've been a good boy. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, Daddy, I'm positive. I'm like, well, that is too big of a word for a 2-year-old now.
Yeah, you should check it out, because I'm following it, too.
And it's pretty funny, right?
Yeah.
And Drew doesn't even want to be a dad.
No. See, I like other people's kids, so that way I can...
Hardly.
No, I like other people's kids, so that way, you know, if they do something wrong, or they have too much sugar, I give them back.
This is your problem.
Yeah. Like, you know, if a baby starts to puke, I just hand it back. It's not my problem. Like,
actually, that was one of the scariest things that ever happened to me with my son. He was like 3 months old, 2.5 months old, something like that. We were feeding him a bottle, and he started throwing up like profusely. It started coming out of his nose. That's how bad it was.
Oh, yeah.
And it was in chunks. It was horrible.
Oh,
and I'm sitting on the chair giving him the bottle,
cheese,
and then
man.
that happened. I'm like, Dasha! What? He can't breathe! And she's like, what? I'm like, and I like kind of like lean him forward, sporting his head, because he didn't have. just vomit everywhere. Oh, man. And then,
I still want to know if John's had a blowout yet.
It happened to me. I talked about that in my first episode.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about that.
I'm hoping John can come back on, like, because I miss the dude, you know?
Yeah. We're going to have to, like, start a fundraiser to get him, like, travel money to get back here.
Either that or maybe he can just, like... I want to try the Skype thing, but I don't know how well that'll work.
Only one way to know.
I know. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really want to know if he's had a blowout yet, because I think that would be hilarious.
Or we could, like, start a fund to have one of those computer monitors, like from Big Bang Theory, where the dude is just like, fuck it, I'm not coming out of my room ever.
Right.
Sheldon.
So
this is a robot. He's like, that's my spot.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been fucking weird today.
Were you expecting anything less?
Not after the third bang. Just saying. People... I guess this is the Bang energy drinks are like the next big thing, because I see a whole bunch of people in EMS like posting pictures of their Bang energy drinks. I might get a palpitation later, but I'm just saying, like, 2's fine for me because I'm used to being caffeinated. Apparently 3 is my limit.
Oh, here's something I could ask you. What do you think about them passing that law in Illinois saying that you have to be 21 to smoke now?
I think it's bullshit.
Well,
all right. Okay. For anybody who doesn't know, Illinois just passed a law saying that as of what, July, you have July to be 1st. 21 years old to buy a pack of cigarettes.
Yes.
Now let's look at the logistics of this. They were also trying to pass a law saying that 16-year-olds could vote.
Yes.
So that means that they're saying at 16 years old, you are responsible enough to drive. And at 18 years old, you are responsible enough to go into the military.
Yes.
Also, prior to this, at 18 years old and responsible enough to go into the military, you are also responsible enough to know that...
To live on your own because you're legally an adult.
Legally an adult, and you could make your own choice whether to smoke or not to smoke.
Yes.
Now they want to say, nope, 21, you can't smoke until you're 21, but maybe you can vote at 16, but also at 18 you can go into the military.
Well, the reason how I look at it is, one, I really don't give a damn either way, to be honest with you.
Right.
I kind of think it's a good idea.
I'm 30 years old. It doesn't fucking affect me in the least.
Yeah. And see, for me, I kind of think it's a good idea. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that. I already have before.
Okay.
I kind of think it's a good idea because your lungs aren't fully developed at 18 years old.
Your brain is not fully developed at 18 years old. They've proven that.
Okay. So,
which is why
now,
it's dumb that they want to make it 16 to vote.
Yeah, I believe me. I know. Now, that was also... Was that me? Oh.
Yes.
That was also the same mentality they used when they changed the legal drinking age in Illinois.
Okay, yeah.
Back in the 60s, 70s, they changed the legal drinking age from 18 to 21.
Yeah.
Well...
Of course, in the 60s and 70s, it really didn't fucking matter anyway.
Well, and it's not really going to matter for from 18 to 21
right.
in Illinois because anyone under the age of 18 was already having somebody buy their smokes.
Exactly.
Now they're just going to have to either find somebody new or continue using the same person to buy their smokes for another 3 years.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, they're still going to get their smokes. But all in all, I think this is just a precursor for something else that they're trying to do. In Illinois right now, they're trying to legalize marijuana.
Okay.
Legal smoking age for marijuana across the country is 21.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. And so I think it's just a precursor. I think they only moved the smoking age to 21 because, in my opinion, Pritzker was like, I scratched your back, now you scratch mine. Legalize marijuana.
Okay. But I'm also going to say that he's probably the dumbest person that I've ever seen. And
I don't like him. And I have
This is not a political podcast, but he's a fucking moron.
Yes. I have very few good things to say about the man. Very few. But I will give him props are due. If he does get recreational marijuana legalized in Illinois, I'll give him his props. Because they've been doing that for years.
Just one prop.
Well,
just one little itty bitty.
Depending on what he has to do to get that done. If it's multiple good things that help the general public out, cool. But in the long run, he's also increased taxes a couple of times, or tried to.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to do a miles-driven tax. He's trying to do a gas tax.
He's trying to do a tax on plastic bags at grocery stores.
He's trying to do a tax on rain.
I read something like that.
Saying,
I thought that was too dumb to actually be true.
No, it's real. There was actually a Republican representative talking about it.
If it rains, you get a tax.
Yeah, and it's depending on how much rain. And nobody is exempt. That includes churches, who are tax exempt. I'm not a religious man,
what the actual fuck?
Yeah. And on top of that, there's no limit.
What the actual fuck?
There's no actual set taxation for it. So they could make it 33% of your check if they wanted to.
What the fuck?
Yeah. On top of whatever else taxes they're taking out.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever
And
heard.
on average, the average person brings home, what, like 67% of their check?
Something like that. Yeah. Fuck, I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna just...
So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of dumb shit going on.
That's why I want to move the fuck out of this state, to be honest. I mean, the miles driven tax alone, like...
Yeah, it's my car. I paid for the gas that went in it. I'm the one paying for the repairs going in it for the amount of miles I drive.
And I pay taxes already for the streets.
And I pay, yeah, exactly. And I already pay taxes.
And they're not fixing them.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, in our area, you bet your fucking ass you're... Dude.
There are potholes around here that you could put a house on top of and still have a full-size basement. I mean, these motherfuckers are deep.
I was gonna say there are a couple times you think you're playing Mario Kart.
No shit. Illinois, where the cops are like, drunk driver or avoiding potholes.
Yeah. Yeah. What the hell is your cat doing?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, he's playing with something. Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck. No, okay. My mind hurts just from the fact that he wants to tax rain. What?
It's 7:30.
And?
I'm gonna have to get out of here soon.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, no. But yeah, that's why I think they're doing the whole 21 to smoke cigarettes thing.
Now let me say this: I haven't smoked marijuana in a very long time. I'm a public servant, and technically, since it's illegal, that would be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they should legalize marijuana across the board, because how dumb is it to lock somebody up for like personal use amounts of weed?
Yes, exactly. It's incredibly stupid,
and they can fucking tax it. So
yeah,
I mean,
because that was one of the reasons why they hadn't legalized it for so long, is because they didn't have a way to tax it. Well, now they're figuring out ways to do it. So utilize that. I mean, for fuck's sakes, Colorado came out of their deficit in what? 3 weeks?
Probably, yeah.
3 weeks, and then within 6 months, they had completely cleared up their debt and the neighboring states around their debt.
And guess what? If
Canada came out of their debt in 3 hours or something like that? Like,
if weed is legalized, if recreational marijuana is legalized, they can tax it, they can take care of deficit, and number two, since it has to be regulated in some fashion, then there's not the lacing of marijuana, and then we don't have to worry about as many overdoses.
Yeah.
And I've said this before, and this makes me sound like a monster, but Narcan is used way too much for habitual hard drug users because they've made that choice. It's not a disease. Diabetes is a disease, and they still have to pay for meds.
No.
Whenever you have counties and states giving out free Narcan for people that are overdosing multiple times, should be giving out free insulin for diabetics.
Right.
Just my statement.
Now,
sorry.
Here's my opinion on the whole disease versus choice thing.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's not a popular one, but it's kind of a middle ground between both of them. Now, in my opinion, that first time usage, did I use that word right?
I believe so.
It feels like it's coming out weird. But
did you have the bang?
I've had very little caffeine today, and I think that's the problem.
Okay. Yeah, usage. I think is correct.
The first time you use hard drugs, that's absolutely 100% a fucking choice, and you did that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if you continually do it without any intention of stopping, and you're a completely wreck of a human being, I do not feel bad for you. I don't care what kind of horrible shit you've been through. I don't care who's turned their back on you because of it. You're the one that keeps deciding to go back to it.
Exactly.
However, if you've quit, but you still have that monkey on your back that's telling you to use it, and every day it's a fucking struggle, and you've got to tell yourself every time, don't do it.
Right.
Then I feel bad for you. Because at that point, it is a disease. because in your head you're like, no, I'm fighting this. No, I don't want to do it. And
that's why they created therapy.
Exactly. And I do genuinely feel bad for people like that. And I'm like, I wish I could take away that urge, that mental urge to do it.
Right.
But once I start doing it again, sorry.
Yeah, that is your choice.
Exactly. You chose to go back to it.
Right.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. Now, granted, for people that relapse, people make mistakes. And I'm going to be pissed at you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, as long as it's just like a slight relapse, and hopefully you don't kill yourself, because unfortunately, people that tend to relapse go back to using the same amount of they were using when they quit, and their body's not used to it anymore. Well, and they end up fucking overdosing and dying.
And you know what? I've seen that way too many times. This is the some of the dumbest. Okay, not dumbest. It's hard for me to care. Okay, coming from the paramedic side, it's hard for me to care about going to a call somewhere when there's already 3 empty Narcan boxes on the porch. So obviously somebody has been there 3 times to that address recently.
Yeah.
And Narcan that person. It's like, now this is a choice. This is not you having an issue. This is you choosing to
You're
be
the
a
one
shitbag.
that's choosing to be a horrible person.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, I've actually got relatives that were addicted. Horribly addicted.
Right.
But they're clean now. And they've been clean for 15 years. And they'll admit, sometimes in the back of their head, they're like, just do it. Just do it once. And they're like, that ain't fucking happening. Like,
right, yeah.
Like, they got to tell that monkey on their back, get the fuck out of here.
Well, and that's the thing is, okay, number one, you made the choice first. And then you made the choice to continue. And then you got clean. Now that's a good thing. Yeah.
And if that, like I said, that monkey on your back, that nagging is still there, then it's a disease at that point, because you're trying to fight it. You're trying to get away from it. So, I actually do feel bad for people that got clean, stayed clean, but they still have urges to.
Right.
Because
that's the disease part. Doing it constantly is a choice part.
Yes. And so that's why I've had conversations where I've had people just go, no, it's all just a straight choice, or no, it's all just a straight disease. And I'm like, no, there actually is a happy middle ground. Like, I don't feel bad for people when they continuously do it over and over and over again, and they know it's going to fuck up their life, and they know it's going to hurt the people they love, and they still do it. That's
and
not a fucking disease.
Probably kill them,
It's exactly, like, it's them choosing to do it, and I can't feel bad for it. I can feel bad for their relatives and the people they care for.
And
but not them.
That's I feel if you're doing it, stop. I mean, just saying. Anyway, this has been a dumb time. So, you guys are fucking welcome.
Yeah. This show had a little bit of everything in it.
Yeah.
But not an ounce of intelligence.
Not a bit.
I don't know. I think that last bit was pretty thought out.
That was the PSA.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. Laws are weird, and shit video games and whatever the fuck else we talked about, because
Adventures in Dadland.
I'm an over-caffeinated fuck at this very fucking moment. Like, I'm serious. I'm
like my page.
I'm surprised I'm not, like, visibly vibrating right now. So, if you guys are still listening to this, if you guys didn't turn it off after, the first 2 minutes, thank you. Because, I mean, I don't even know what the fuck we did. So, thank you guys.
Let's just be honest, man. The people that are still listening to us, they're just so tired. They can't even find the off button.
Truth.
They're like, give me a minute. The caffeine will hit.
I want somebody to listen to this episode while they sleep and tell me what dreams they start having. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it.
I was in a dark place.
We still have some t-shirts, so get a hold of us, buy those things so we can move on to other ones. Email us with questions or any subjects that you want to talk about.
Have we gotten any jokes?
Jokes? We have not had any jokes yet.
That competition is still open.
Yeah. If you
Send us your favorite joke or favorite story. Make us laugh. We'll tell it on the air. And whichever one makes us laugh the most, we'll send you a free t-shirt.
There you go. So do that. Get a hold of us, 107offduty@gmail.com or 10-7offduty on Facebook and Twitter, the twat. Also, yeah, check out our friends Level Zero and Medic Element. At Medic Element, use the discount code MEDIC18 for buy one, get one free on stickers. And go to Black Rifle Coffee and use the discount code 107offduty for 15% off your entire order.
Hell yeah. Also, check out From Ashes Reborn. Let's try to get them to be number 3 most listened to band in America now.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. 'Cause, I mean,
although Australia is kind of cool.
It is cool. That is really cool. But they're from America, so let's try to help them out here too.
The funny thing is, as being a former musician,
actually,
here,
let's just try to get them to be the 3rd most listened to band in the world. That way, everywhere. Boom. You guys have an assignment. And I don't accept failure.
Failure is not an option. I'm just saying.
Let me see your war face.
I have had friends in bands that were like in the charts in like China, but they didn't do shit in America, and they were like, if we had enough money to go to China, we would. But we don't.
No, these guys are steadily making ground here in America too. Like I said, they're having their 2nd show, and now they're opening for an actual pretty popular band in Illinois, in Central Illinois. So hopefully it's just the first few baby steps on the road to something great for them. Because believe me, they've been playing for years now. The drummer, the one that I'm related to, he was actually in a band years ago with Chad Gray.
I don't know who that is.
Lead singer of Mudvayne.
Oh, no shit.
Mm-hmm. Huh. He actually knew him personally.
Really?
Yeah, they were in a band years ago, like back in the early to mid 80s.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you heard it here, kids. Number 3 in Australia. So, and if we have any Australian listeners,
you have a much better radio host voice than I do.
Yeah, if we have any listeners from Australia, let us know and tell us what you think of everything.
Hell yeah!
And the killer everything. Does everything in Australia really kill you? I think every animal in Australia could kill you.
Why were you looking at my socks when you said that?
I don't know.
They're pretty awesome, aren't they? I've got Christmas socks on that say Happy Holidays, and they have beer mugs all over the place. Yeah. They're pretty fucking awesome.
That's the only way to have a happy holiday. Anyway, see you guys next week. Bye.
Later.